Continuing straight on from our previous success, we're going to give the extra stage a go right now. Hey guys, this is GamerCal playing Touhou 13 10 Desires. I was always going to use Reimu for the extra stage anyway because I really don't like it as anybody else. However, it's amazing with Reimu. The extra stage is the one really good point about this game, so let's just go straight for it. We actually get 4 power to start this one off as well. That's quite different from most other Touhous, right? Usually you don't start with max power. Mountain of Faith starts you with 4 as well, but even that's not max. So that's kind of cool that you get that. Anyhow, it's a very short and relatively painless extra stage. I mean, the stage portion. So yeah, this is pretty much what you do. I'm actually surprised I didn't get hit there. Oh well, doesn't matter because we're still perfectly fine. I don't know why so many fairies drop all power items here when you're not really going to be needing power, right? Unless you somehow gotten killed already, which does happen. But oh well. As you can see, they're progressively getting larger and larger in their counts of stuff, so that is interesting. And then these last 2 actually drop resources, so make sure you use trans for that. And hey, Noe is back. Noe was one of my favourite characters ever, so it's good to see her back. And it's all over for us apparently. She has 3 spell cards. Do not stay under bullets in this one because they are deceitful little pricks and they will kill you just because they feel like moving into you. They actually do have a somewhat defined orbit, to be completely honest, but yeah, it's not a particularly challenging spell card if you're careful. This one, on the other hand, is challenging, and this one is just nasty. These arrows, you know they've got a really huge hitbox. If you can't stay under Nue, then you're pretty well screwed. Do not stay at the bottom of the screen like I did there, because that happens. Feel free to bomb it, it's an annoying attack anyway, so it's not a disaster to have to bomb that one. And then, Yokai Orb of Unknown Mechanics is actually very well known if you are paying attention to it. It's a card with lost potential. It had so much going for it, and it just doesn't use it at all. The bullets alternate between aiming at you and rebounding in the same direction as they were going when they hit the wall. And Nue adds more bullets as it goes along and stuff goes. It happens, and unfortunately it's just nowhere near dense enough for the duration of the attack. Once again, Reimu's cheaty homing shot type makes this so much easier than she has a right to make it. And these guys, do they drop? Yes, they do drop resources, but you're probably not going to be able to get the trance going with them here, so just try and collect them as you can, because I don't think you can refill your trance on these guys alone. There's just not nearly enough bullets to do so. I also missed a bomb fragment there, but I really don't mind too much. You want to delay your trance very slightly here, because these fairies, although they do drop stuff, they will sort of appear pretty much anyway. So yeah, just delay it a little bit so that you can get everything maxed, and it's all good. So there we go, first time clear of the stage at the very least, and this is not the max you can have resource wise, but it's fairly close. Yeah, smells like wild animals around here. Oh well. We are of course back at the Miran Temple if you didn't notice, and this girl has glasses. She is awesome. We are the Hakure Shrine Maiden indeed. Who is she? She is Mamizou, somebody whose second name I can never pronounce. She is a Tanuki, as you can see, and she's pretty freaking awesome, I must say. I really love her design. It's an odd name indeed. She is called in by Nue. You see, the thing is, after we rescued, or not rescued, but after we fought, Miko, we are basically at the point where Miko is not declaring war, but, Miko is very anti-yokai. So, she basically, sealed saint stuff, that beat her, blah blah blah. Basically, the yokai are all scared now because Miko exists again. And that is kind of why Mamizou was called in, because Mamizou is apparently the trump card of the yokai. So yeah, her boss music is amazing. The fight is really good because if you're good at the games, you can actually do this on sight read. But I find it a really fun read and dodge style of play, and whilst it's been a while since I've done it, I still think I'm going to do okay. So, Nonspells, they are mostly revolving around the same generalized pattern here. where she does some sort of rotatey thing and stuff happens, and well, it's kinda cool. I almost got killed right at the start there though, that was annoying. Anyway, her attacks all use these weird little animation things, animated bullets. Oh man, that's pretty cool. They're really awesome actually, I love these things so much. I don't know why, I just kind of do. For this attack you can follow it either way round. Some people follow it for, I always follow it against, just because I tend to find I can do it that way. I really should have had this captured by now though, I'm taking a bit too long. It's all streaming though, so it's not too difficult. There we go. She drops 1 life piece and 2 bomb pieces per attack, so that's quite nice. Quite nice of it. This one is the same as the last one, except it goes in the opposite direction with the second wave that you can see there, so that's perfectly fine. For this one, start at the top and try to only have to restream it down once. If you're doing this no focus for some obscure reason, you will probably have to restream this twice. So make sure that you're very careful with that, because it gets very, very dense very quickly, and it's extremely hard to do that if you're not careful, so there we go. Third non-spell, basically the same as the last one, but slightly more open, so I don't quite know what's the deal, except it has different colored bullets, so that's a thing. Very easy anyway. Third duel, she uses Bird Danmaku, because Utsuho in GOS is not the only one who has Bird Danmaku. It's not a difficult attack so long as you're paying enough attention to the top of the screen. Try and stay roughly where I am though, because if you stay any higher, then I tend to find you get a little bit of potential overlap and stuff, and there we go. Nice and simple. Now the non-spells start getting a little bit weirder. This one you've just got to sort of work your way in between the gaps here. It's not that hard, but it can catch you if you aren't careful, so just be aware of that. Fourth duel, Amphibian Danmaku. Yes, this is Frog Danmaku, and like all good frogs, they explode. Yeah, this is Exploding Frog Danmaku, and I love it quite a lot. Actually kind of in a bit of a bad spot for this. Wah. Okay, yeah, I was in a little bit of a tricky situation there, but it worked quite nicely. And that is capture! Yes, okay, that worked really well, I like that. Fifth non-spell, same general idea as the last one, so again, I'm not quite sure of its existence, purpose, but it's okay. Because it kind of dies pretty quickly. Now, Scrolls of Frolicking Animals. She combines her frogs, her dogs, and ow! And her ow, yeah. She combines her 3 animal Danmakus, and I kind of got clipped even though... Well, I didn't really get clipped at all, it just ran straight in my face, which is not very nice of it. But whatever, we get a full power unit there anyway, so now the non-spells start getting a little bit uglier, and for this I prefer to do some sort of unfocused dodging stuff here as well, just because I find it makes it a little bit easier. Tanuki's Monstrous School! Robin, you do not do it the way you did it before. It's actually very straightforward streaming-based stuff, where you basically go up and down one little wave bit. But it's been a while since I've done this, so maybe I'm not going to clear it, I don't know. But this is the general principle of how you do it. It's just following this one particular linear-esque pattern thing. It's quite straightforward if you are careful. Yes, there we go. Seventh non-spell, a little bit crazier than the last one. Just try and follow one wave around, I suppose, as much as you can. It's a little bit less alternating, or maybe just a bit more read and dodge, I don't know. Seventh spell card, wow, Deserted Island. I don't like this spell card actually, because I'm not very good at it. The idea is that you're supposed to force your way through the dogs on the side so that you can dodge the birds as best as possible. So, yeah, it's actually surprisingly tricky to damage this one. So, don't be afraid of bombing and stuff. Usually I would have a chance for this. Wow, I was not paying enough attention there. Usually I would have... Ah! What? That... What? Really? And now it's lagging on me like this? Really? Ah. What? What happened? What freaking happened? Bomb invincibility, why are you so non-existent? Whatever, it doesn't matter too much, I suppose. Now, stupid Miko's false exorcism. I've actually sort of forgotten how you do this one, but it's a hilariously awesome card because it's taking the piss out of Reimu, because she literally transforms into Reimu and starts using exploding frogs and crap, because that's what Reimu does, right? She uses exploding frogs. What the hell are you talking about? I think the idea is that you're supposed to let yourself be able to restream this kind of like that, sort of follow it around the edges of the screen. Don't restream it too quickly, mind you, because you want to give yourself enough space to go down, and then damage her when you are underneath her, as you would normally do. It isn't actually that hard, but the way I'm doing it at the moment is going to make it take forever. So maybe I'm not quite doing this right, I don't know, but I think it's okay at the moment. No, because I sort of moved a bit too fast. Yeah, I used to be able to do this one, but it's not actually really hard, but it's just been too long since I played this, so I don't know. Anyway, that is that, and we get ourselves up to, well, we have 3 power I think anyway, so it's okay. Survival card! Probably my favourite survival card in the series outside of Nue's one, just because there's so much that goes on here. 3 waves to it, and she starts off with just dogs over here, and she will add more stuff to it as it goes along. So yeah, first wave is generally pretty easy. There's one part of the next wave which is sort of tricky, and that is actually the intro to it, because now she starts getting more of herself, and there are birds. The birds are aimed at you, so alternate between up and down, and why, you will succeed, which is perfectly fine. These guys act kind of like lasers in their hitbox, so they're sort of okay to work out. It's basically the hollow bit on the inside that's the problem. And now we get to the third phase, which introduces the men as well. She's going to start bringing them closer and closer into the center, so you have less and less horizontal space to dodge with. And the idea is just to alternate between up and down, and it's actually really good fun. It's not the easiest of spells to do, but it's not the absolute hardest either. Come on, capture! Yes! There was that famous fatal glitch with that. Fraps! Stop it! Stop failing on me! Jesus Christ, come on, I'm really sorry for this, but whatever. You used to have that famous glitch where if you weren't bombing by the end of it, then it would kill the game, but whatever. Final attack is not actually a duel at this point. It's, well, it wasn't a duel in the last one either, I suppose, but she uses the Divine Spirits. Doesn't make sense considering she's actually, you know, using the tools of the enemy, but whatever. It's an annoying attack to close out. It's actually really hard to close out. The problem really is that the frogs will very often, you know, in that massive ring of theirs, form a little cluster in the top corner which is not connected to the rest of the bullets there, which sort of creates a discontinuous thing, and as the spell card's HP depletes, of course it gets faster and faster, as you would expect from a final spell. So it gets trickier and trickier to do, and it's a nasty card to close out because of how fast it gets. And of course Mamizou's movement is random, so you're what am I doing? Mamizou's movement is random because that's just how the games work nowadays, so you're not always going to be able to stay underneath her, which means sometimes you have to deal with an awful lot of waves of this stupidly fast stuff. And no, panicked. So hopefully that's going to be more than enough. For some reason she took a lot of damage there from the end of the shots, and there we go. Single bomb clear, I guess, is okay. So yeah, that was done first time. It's not the best extra clear ever, definitely, but it's done first time, so I'm going to stick with it. Brief respite indeed. We've done 10 transformations indeed. She counts them all up, and once indeed, that's perfect English there, fantastic workout. Yeah. Doing any more won't let you beat me, blah blah blah, perhaps it can't be helped, yeah, long journey from Sado, blah blah blah. Yeah, she went across the sea, and of course Gensokyo doesn't have a sea, so Reimu is like, what's the sea? The moon does not have sea. I'm sorry, but the moon does not have water. Too bad. When did Reimu even see the moon anyway? Seriously, hundreds of times the size of Gensokyo, that is very true. so little of the world, blah blah blah, what's the difference? You can just imagine it and it was still easy, yeah, talking about da-de-da, whatever. Truly believe yourself to be strong, then plunging into the depths. Possible Touhou 14 reference? Yeah, not really. But we get extra text in here too, because yeah, if you clear the extra stage, get this here, if you clear the game with 3 or more bombs in your stock for 1cc, then you get a special ending. Normal and above, of course, so you don't actually get it for easy. But then if you're clearing it on easy anyway, then you're kind of not going to do very well regardless. So yeah, sorry that was kind of a bad Mamizou clearer, but it was my very first recording attempt, and I'm going to keep it because I feel like it. So yeah, that is 10 Desires done. That is the end of Touhou for just now, my god. I do at some point plan on going back and doing the other games on Lunatic, because of course I've done the last 3 of them on Lunatic now, and technically Subterranean Animism and UFO are the hardest 2 of the series. So in that respect, there's no reason why I can't go back and do the other ones on Lunatic. However, I don't play Touhou very often anymore, and I don't really know, I'm not that good at the games in general, and I can't consistently 1cc them just because I'm too stubborn and I don't bomb enough. Because I think, oh, I know how to do all of this stuff here, I should be able to do it without bombing and crap, and I end up dying because I don't bomb, and that's lots of resources wasted, particularly in Scarlet Devil because the bombing system's crap on there. But anyway, that is not the point. One day I'll go back and do them. No promises when, I have no idea how it's going to end up getting sorted out, but that's the way it'll be. So this has been GamerCow finishing off Touhou for, good just now, because I'm not going to do the PC98 stuff either. There you go. But yeah, we've been playing Touhou 13, 10 Desires, and join us next time Touhou comes up for something else entirely, I suppose.